Good afternoon and welcome to what's happening in John's shed. Just thought I'd give you a quick brief look at the dashboard of my beautiful Jaguar S type dashboard. The steering wheel's off at the moment because I'm putting a new pair of bushes in the steering column, which is a bit of a pain in the neck. I've got the old girl working, running, everything's working again now. Put a battery on it and amazingly, as always, it fired up straight away. Beautiful, oil pressure straight up there, charging, great. It's on a dynamo as well, which people don't like, but you know, it is what it is. This one's got heated rear windscreen. I have got an electric fan switch to add, which is one of those switches. And I'm going to fit it, instead of saying rear window, it'll say obviously engine fan. And it's got this awful switch down here, which is an override for the automatic choke. It works very well, but I don't like it. It looks awful. So I'm going to hide that somehow. I've been saying that for the last 18 years. Yeah, everything works on the old girl. You'll hear, maybe if I'm very quiet, no, it's not going to do it. That's the fuel pump left and right. It seems to me that the right tank pump isn't working. The left one certainly is. It's fired up this morning. Obviously ignition switch, starter button, the lights are off, side light, headlight, and on this, it has, on the S-Type, they have the fog lights, which strangely go off when, if you switch from headlights to fog lights, you can't have them both on. It's either one or the other. I may change the wiring on that, but it's got halogen headlight conversions on this one, so the headlights are very good. Strange thing here, some people have said to me before, why have you all got Smith's clocks and then an odd Lucas amp meter? Jags did. All the gauges are Smiths on these, but because Jaguar had a deal with the Prince of Darkness, Mr. Lucas, he insisted, being that it uses Lucas Electrics, they use a Lucas amp meter. So that's unusual. If you see them, lots of people have commented, oh, it's an odd one, but that's how they were. And in here, this was one of my little jokes I had for my passengers when they were riding with me, just in case there were any doubt. A few cassettes there, look, ready for my cassette player. There's a pair of speakers down there in the footwell. Somebody changed them for modern ones. I managed to get some proper covers. There's the other one there to fit, instead of these awful modern, you can't quite see that, but there's an awful modern one down there. I've done the clutch and master cylinder repairs on this. They're on. I've got a clutch pedal now, which works lovely, and the clutch is unstuck. She always sticks if I leave it for more than a couple of months. The clutch sticks. So I started it up with the clutch pedal depressed and left it overnight as well, and then this morning put it into second gear, pressed the starter, and after a couple of rock and rolls forward and backwards on the starter, it clunked and it's undone itself. So that's working nicely now. And I have, even though I haven't bled them properly yet, I've got a brake pedal. Once my light, back light just fell off yet again, annoyingly, and the batteries are all fell out, so you have to do without that. If I open the door, you'll see the interior lights are on. These sun visors were originally material covered. You can't see those because there's no light. Were material covered, and the material all fell to bits, so I covered it with this fake leather, which looks quite nice. Matches the door cards and the rest of the interior. Anyway, that's just a quick look along. You know, ever wondered what they all are? We start at that end there, look. And these little legends here are backlit, so in the dark you can see them. I'm just trying to get the reflection off there so you can see what it says. So you can switch the little map light on individually, and then this one you can have the panel lights. I'll put some of the lights on. You can have the backlighting for the gauges. You can have them on or off, same as the speedo. The next one is the that's a 2-speed fan. Happy to put the ignition on. So it's got a 2-speed fan. You see the current draw on the amp meter. What's next then? You've got obviously the ignition. Turn that off while I remember. Cigar, not cigarette, that's common. Cigar. Starter button obviously, which was something they always like to keep going. Then you've got left and right fuel tanks, which have got separate pumps, and also it switches the gauge over as well, so you know what your level is in each one. And then you've got 2-speed wipers. Again, bearing in mind this is a 1966 car, so it's 2-speed wipers, and electric washer pump. Whereas, you know, even the first Minis and that, or cars right up into the 70s had push. I think I had my Triumph Herald, which was about 69, 70, had just a push button pump for your windscreen washers. Rev counter and speedo, and clock set into the rev counter. They rarely work because obviously the early ones were actually a battery in them that you had to change from behind, and they changed that then to a 12 volt one that ran off the car electrics, and neither of them lasted all that long. I have converted this one. It's got modern electric workings behind it with a battery in that lasts for about a year. That needs changing, and that mileage is correct. It's probably done another 3,000 miles more than that because my speedo cable snapped when I was going back from Windsor Castle 3 or 4 years ago, and she's been off the road for quite a while now because the clutch pedal went, and then when it was standing after a while the the brake pedal went as well. And down here these had the improved heater. It's a terrible light without that torch. Improved heater system, and these are little vents to put warm or cool air to your feet. That's hot and cold selection there. Cigarette lighter, and then down here you can select the heat on or off, and then you press that, and outside in the front scuttle on the base of the windscreen there's a flap comes up so you can have fresh air blowing in. This one that selects to fresh air or heat to the rear, so you know it's years ahead of its time as far as gadgets. Lovely 4-speed Jaguar gearbox. These were their own version of the old Moss gearbox, which were strong but very steady. You couldn't do a fast gear change with the Moss boxes. A little bit notchier, and the Jaguar one is the same pattern, equally as good and strong, but a lot better gearbox all over. But this particular one has got 4-speed here, and then it's got an overdrive here which works in top gear, and that would drop it, if you select it, it would drop the revs by approximately 600-700 revs in top gear. So if you wanted to, rather than just change gear down a gear to overtake something, you could keep your foot on the throttle and you can flick it out of overdrive, and the revs will go up 600 revs just like as if you'd changed down a gear. You could boot it, and once you got up to your speed, select overdrive again, and it would select like an automatic 5th gear almost, so, but you don't need to shut off, it just does it. Quite complicated, big old gearbox, but it works very well. Right, Right, well, that's a quick guide of the interior. Sorry about the darkness, but I have got a new dashboard top to put on there because these do deteriorate, as you can see. It is, as I say, it was 1966, so it hasn't done bad to be completely original. I refurbed some of this wood myself 18 years ago when I got the car, and it's not looking too bad. Yeah, that's my lovely Jag. Okay, that's a quick video just to show you the entire inside of an S-Type as compared to a Mark II. On the back seats there you have the drop down armrests, two very beautifully plush rear seats, and these didn't have the picnic tables in the back like the Mark II did, but as I say, it's got lots of other extras. They were far superior car quality, spec wise, because these had independent rear suspension, disc brakes all round, which is quite an innovation in its day. So it's got very similar rear suspension to the E-Type Jaguar. This is a 3.4 model, and they also did a 3.8 model, which everybody says is the better. It's perhaps a bit more powerful, but I don't think it's any better engine. But on the 3.4, it was an optional extra whether you had a limit slip diff or not. 3.8s came standard, but 3.4s it was an option, and this has got a limit slip diff on it. And I've checked the numbers, and they're all original. So the engine, gearbox and back axle, everything is all the original numbers for this car, which is even more brilliant. And I did meet the very first owner. I was working in the area. It was in Boston in Lincolnshire, and the place I was working at, I was talking to one of the old chaps there, and he it's unbelievable this, he used to wash this car in the day when it was a new car. He was a lad and he used to wash it on a Saturday, and I said, oh, is it a family from the area? He says, yeah. I said, I've got the guy who it belonged to, I've got him on my phone. And he rang him up, and I actually spoke to the chap who had it from the first car, brand new. And I drove over to Lincoln, the other side of Lincoln, near Boston, and we went to the Jaguar dealers that were still there then, and we posed outside and had a photograph taken. And unfortunately, in the changeover from phone to phone, I've lost the photographs, and I don't think the chap's with us now, because that was 17, 18 years ago. But yeah, a little touch to the story, because I've got no history with the car, other than I did a DVLA check and I found the names of all its previous owners, but obviously no history of how reliable it was, or if it's had work done to it or not. Right, well, I'll shut up rambling now, and see you soon when we get more interesting things to look at, like the brakes, etc. Okay then, bye bye, and please like and subscribe.